Gelebilir.
Awesome, thank you.
Wow.
So this is what we've been working on. We're going to be walking you through this. There's quite a bit here, but also there's a lot more to come. So we put out the roadmap. This is pretty much the same roadmap as in the proposal, but maybe there are a few things that are different. But we're going to try to build this up, like just give more details to each and every piece of it, so we know what we want to do over the next 3 to 4 months for the duration of the proposal. So we also started building this. I'm calling it a master task list, but I don't quite know what it is. Like, it's just all the things that we're going to build, but these are not very well defined. So these will have to be defined over the course of the few months. This is mostly related to the software bits. Here, there's a little bit more detail, because these are some of the things that we're going to try to find from the community. Bilge is already helping us out with this bit. So I tried to put in a little bit more detail that we can use. So one thing here is we want everyone to like come in here and see something that they want to do and drop a comment if they want to help out. This is all open. Our Miro has been open from day one. This has been like a community project. If we can get hands-on helping these, it would be great. So we'll try to keep that in mind while building this out. So below, I've added something called the rules of engagement. This is only got one thing, but this might evolve into something similar to governance in the future. This is entirely from the proposal, and it outlines how we're going to spend the funds. And maybe we'll talk about that a little bit in more detail later on. But basically what it is we want to use the actual platform that we're building to like actually pay out everyone that's doing something to help the project. And so that is the key, really. We're also going to be, we're in conversation with Dr. M, Mihaela Iluri, I think. I probably butchered her name there. We're going to be talking with her, see if we can get some help from them to help us out. So there's some questions for them, but really the crux of the work is in the features and beyond. So if you read the proposal, you know briefly what it's about, but what we want to implement for the MVP is a very simple version. We're already working on the UI and the UX as well. We'll probably have that ready in the coming weeks. So it will be a very basic MVP. The main features will be like you're going to be able to create a colony and join it. That is actually for the first version, there will only be one colony, and it'll be us, the Littlefish Foundation, and any member will be able to join it. We'll be able to buy and sell NFTs, mint NFTs, and these NFTs are what we call actions. These will be actions representing what has been done to help the colony. So it will be, if I remember correctly, it was Yoram that coined the phrase proof of action. So these will be NFTs representing action. They will be the proof of what has been done to help the project. And what we'll do is we'll buy, as Littlefish Foundation, buy those NFTs, paying the person who has done the action, and also like building out the NFT collection for the Littlefish Foundation as founding documents. So an example would be someone writing a piece in the white paper, and they would create an NFT of the white paper, and we would buy that NFT from them, put that into the Littlefish Foundation's treasury, and display it as one of the founding documents of Littlefish Foundation. And that is the basic functionality that we want to be able to put out there for the MVP. But that's not it at all. We've been talking about many different features as well. One of them that we really, I think, is very important to implement relatively soon after the MVP would be call to actions. So these would be like the colony just raising the flag, saying, okay, we need this done. So one example would be like, okay, let's clean the beaches. This is a call to action to clean the beaches. And everybody goes out there, goes to the closest beach they have, grabs a bag, cleans it, takes a photo, puts it onto Littlefish, creates an action, and there we go. We have so many new actions that can be supported. So this is one of the features that we're thinking about implementing post MVP. But many different things in here as well, and we'll populate this as we go along. And maybe we can also talk about a little bit about philosophy, and I'll leave it up to you.
Thank you, Çakan. So we have the philosophy in mind that we will, as you know, this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs, and we are changing the paradigm here. So instead of self-actualization, we say let's have community actualization, because we are more closer than we are in the earlier times, and now we are able to handle most of the things by the help of the blockchains. So this is our first rule. Instead of selfish, we have the community. And we have this in mind, especially in the activism or standing behind something. We say that one is enough to have an activism act in all around the world somewhere. So keyword activists will help with their money, with their art, or with whatever they can do to the activists on the ground. And we say something like that, a chain is as strong as the weakest link. So you can have a brilliant idea, or you can be a very good developer, but if you lack in marketing or the art part or the other parts, then you can be as good as your worst part. So we will offer the colonies to request help from other colonies, such as the art colonies or the impact colonies, and we try to extend their bad parts to whatever they can do. So in this case, an idea will be grown by the communities, and they will share the rewards respectively. So
I have a question.
What are innovations and what are about here?
Can I ask a question, or should I wait until the end?
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
All right. So wouldn't the guilds, sorry, not the guilds, the
colonies.
The colonies, right? Wouldn't the colonies ask for help from the guilds? Like, if they need marketing from someone, wouldn't they go to the marketing guild maybe and ask for help there? Wouldn't that be a better place to ask?
Well, the guilds we're thinking about is in like service providers. Like if we actually go into implementing them, it would be exactly like you said, that there would be like a marketing guild or some other guild that would be providing a service. But in the initial versions, it would be just the colonies and Littlefish. And if there is something there, maybe we can make it work. But maybe like guilds are just colonies that provide services. We don't need to define something else.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see in time. But the idea of service providers on the system is very good, I think.
That's cool. Thanks.
Good question. Thanks.
Sorry. So what we have as innovations, and we plan to have the system for the parties that are not aware of blockchains, and because of that we will explain everything in their language and jargons, and we will not talk about NFTs or blockchains or other things, but we will explain how are they valuable, in this new world. For example, NFTs. NFTs will be the actions in Littlefish, and those actions will be timestamped and kept in the one of the strongest blockchains of the world. So this will be like it at the colonies. And we plan to have such kind of things like activism as a job or art as a job. And since Littlefish will help the colonies as long as they stay or the ideas stay. And so this means that activists can have a regular job on the system. And NFTs will also count as the values of all kinds, and such as the proof of actions and or the art that is made for the colonies. Regarding to the notary, as I explained before, there should be a reward sharing system between the colonies and the individuals. And when the individuals come to a colony for joining, the colonies will offer them some rewards or some fees that will be like an agreement or a notary system. So this will not change after both parties accept it. For the NGOs, we have new funding mechanisms like staking or tokenization or other stuff. And we will try to add the new things as they arrive.
Maybe I can just jump in and provide some extra information on why NFTs are values in the system. So as we explained, like NFTs are actions that have been taken in the real world. So when you clean the beach, you turn it into an NFT, it's called an action, and someone else comes in, supports that act by buying it. So once you do that, you display it in your own NFT gallery. What is this? Like you just supported someone cleaning the beach. So it represents your values as someone who cares about clean beaches or anything else.
Yeah.
So that'll be like one of the crucial things, like actually meaningful NFTs instead of just NFTs.
Yeah. See, at the end, we introduce social anonymous identity. So we will be sending those NFTs to the wallets, and those wallets can be used in other media, such as Metaverse or other sites or other applications. So such that you support something that is not legal in your country, but with your anonymous ID, you can have the badges of these colonies, and you can have your activism, but also you can bring it to other places.
Keith, I think you have a question.
I have an idea, and maybe you guys have talked about it already, but I'm thinking about big companies, you know, like Google and whatever big companies are out there that wouldn't mind having some badges to show off for their contribution to making the world a better place. And maybe there's some kind of connection that could be made so that they can use it as a deduction, a tax deduction for their contributing to a nonprofit. So my question is, are we a nonprofit? Are we working to be a nonprofit? And are we, or will we go after some of these big companies and get them on board to this new technology? It could start a big trend.
Yeah, we didn't think about it, especially the capitals of Web 2.0. And I don't know, one day we can have such kind of things. Yeah, it's reasonable.
I think Littlefish Foundation. Go ahead.
Hello. Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, well, about the big companies, the blockchains actually have really a big impact on microfunding and we clearly see that the decentralized community is really different than the big company stuff that, you know, moves the sector with, you know, 2 or 3 companies. That there's nothing like this anymore in blockchain community. It's like, you know, you're opening a token sale. It's like in web 2, in other the older systems, it was like I'm opening my, you know, company's shares, but the shares going to be shared on, you know, big brothers, and no any microfunding would be on there actually. So but now I am opening a token sale, so anybody can get a token from me. It's like they're going to buy with $100, but it's going to be like 1 million, 2 million, or 10 million, 100 million people that buys that token for $100. It's like the microfunding's power is inside the micro people, not macro centric. It's, you don't have to be working with companies anymore, for that matter, I think. Yeah, this is the big thing about blockchain. So if we create a, you know, environment like this, it will be like, okay, I have a lot of money, I can make some differences in the world somewhere. I can fix something with my money. If I can't with my actions, if I don't want or so, I can make, you know, I can spend my money to some activist that works decentralized, not really funded or joined to a foundation that I don't know how the money is going there. It's not like that. It's open and decentralized. It's a DAO. So I am trusting 100% to that foundation, that Littlefish Foundation, because I am relieved that they are doing it. With, I can see that proof of action. I can see my badge. I can see everything they are doing. So this is the difference actually on the big picture.
Exactly. Thank you, Max. Bilge?
I also want to say that, of course, there's micro funding aspect of it. However, at one point of time, this NFT will be one of many in which people will want to diversify their holdings. I mean, just like people make investments in the stock market, people will make investments here, and they will want to diversify their holdings, and they will buy this just because they can, because they earn from it too, and maybe do just a little bit passive good with it, you know, not necessarily do any action themselves or help a cause, but okay, if, you know, I can earn something on it and help out just a little bit, you know, it will definitely pull that kind of investor also.
Yeah, the other thing is you can't actually, you know, when you buy a badge like this, it's a badge, so it's like I helped action, but it is actually not really worth of something valuable for selling this NFT again, because you are not doing this action for an NFT, you're just selling the NFT for profit. So no one would buy that if they are, you know.
Well, I'm
we
not sure
can
about that.
we can block it too if we
Because-
want.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about that, because it could be used as some kind of, you know, funding mechanism. Like
No, it's
now
like you want to fund the supporter then.
yeah,
It's a weird concept.
But you know that he's been one of the supporters, right? So if you want to fund him for money for whatever reason, like maybe he wants to do more good work and he's selling his NFT for that, right? So
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
wouldn't that have some kind of value? Like
no,
Yeah.
it's really really nothing that matters at that point, because you can buy NFTs that really makes these actions. You know, you don't have to buy from supporters. that's like, you know, buying a badge from a, you know, I don't know, you know, you are making good things in world and you are getting badges. So why would anyone buy this
Well,
from
because
you?
maybe he wants to
That's
support
the
you,
valuables.
or he wants to
Yeah, can
support
I
people that are
Yeah,
good in
yeah,
the
but
world.
you didn't really do that. You just pay money to the doers, to activists. So you are not the activist, you are just paying the money. But if you sell this badge, this is meaningless. So
I see.
they would buy the activist NFT, then they would become the supporter. But supporters selling NFTs is a little bit weird concept that
Yeah,
is actually
Can
not
I
having a
explain
value.
it? Yeah. They will add the NFTs as actions, that's correct. But we are also requesting art piece within them. So if you, this is not only bound to the activism, you can do anything here. And when you do anything and the artists support you, people can purchase the art NFTs and they can resell them. Also, there are lots of things that Chakan will explain right now.
So when we think about secondary sales, there are a lot of things that we can do with there. If we implement the token, we can get royalties from secondary sales that would boost the original creator of the action, as well as the colony, as well as the broader Littlefish Foundation ecosystem, because we would tax every secondary sale and we would fund something with that money. So sure, the supporters selling the NFT, it looks a little weird, like it is an investment then. It's not only an act of support, it is also an investment if they can sell it in a secondary market. But there are benefits to that. And what we really want to do is, like, if we can implement it, let the colony, let the people who are minting the action choose. Like, if you want to be able to sell in a secondary market, you can choose. If you don't, let them choose. Again, you want to be able to make them choose, like, how many NFTs of this action you want to print. So you could print just one, which would make it extremely valuable as a piece of anything. Like, for example, let's think about the Littlefish Foundation white paper. That would be an action, and let's make only one NFT out of it. Then it is just like the founding document, and it's only one. It's worth a lot. We're not going to sell it. It's like it's to keep. But if we print 100 of them and sell them out, like, it's going to have different dynamics. And there are lots of things that we can do with these. Like, over time, I'd love to, like, have a chat on every single one of those, like, ideas, and which one is, like, actually serves the interests of the platform, and which one should we implement, or can we implement all of them easily? Like, if we can, it would be awesome.
Yeah, then we actually can decide that an NFT should be in a normal price range. What's called a normal price range. Like, you can't sell an NFT with $1 million or something. You know, if we do this, then the people that tries to, how it's called, the lending money, it's not that. It's the black market money. It's like if big peoples want to go away, make
Money laundering.
escape. Yeah, money laundering. It's like, if you want to escape from taxes, as the Bill guy said, it can be done like this if you don't put a price range and selling
Well,
secondary sales.
If someone does that, does it even, I don't know, does it even touch Littlefish?
No, but actually it helps it. Yeah.
We will all earn money.
They will tax it.
Yeah.
The government can't tax money laundering, but Littlefish can. We'll put that in the title.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah,
we can. Yeah,
makes
we
sense.
can.
I'm curious. Sorry.
Yeah, you raised the hand. And,
Yeah, I'm curious about, did you think about like constraints on how many NFTs we can get and how many NFTs we can issue and things like that? Like what is the scale of the action? If an action could be, you know, writing a paper that's like, I don't know, maybe let's say 1 day of work or a couple hours of work, then that might, yeah, I mean, if 1 year passes by and we have hundreds of people that are doing, you know, writing paper, what is the scale? Do you know that?
We'll just see, I guess. Like, if we'll probably try to define a metadata for it, but other than that, like just leave it up to whoever's using it, and maybe something comes out of it. It's more of a, in my mind at least, it's more of a like, let's see what happens. Let's see what sticks at the wall. Let's just try many things and find something that works.
Yeah, that's cool too. Absolutely agree with the approach. Just was wondering.
Keith?
Yes, I was thinking, you know, this is something in the future because in my opinion, we have to establish ourselves. And, but down the road, I envision maybe, you know, it's just like the post office will issue a commemorative stamp honoring someone. Why not have an artist, a well-known artist? And if you don't ask, you don't get. Maybe Beeple, I've heard about him. He's top of the food chain when it comes to NFTs. But I'm seeing this NFT evidence is showing up that the NFT bubble is about to burst. But I don't think NFTs are going to go away. But only the strong survive, kind of a thing. Only those really good artists, the ones that have established themselves and ones that are up and coming, that, you know, show talent, will be survivors of this, in my opinion. But why not commission one of those, or just ask for, like, people for one of his artworks to contribute to our cause? And built within that mechanism can be the smart contract that every time that's sold, the initial sale could be significant. And then sales after that, a portion comes to Littlefish. So just an idea I want to throw out there.
Yeah, this is exactly what we want to implement. We will have a reward sharing scheme between the artist or the other contributors and the colony. And this will be like an agreement between them, and it will continue forever as long as the colonies stay.
And it's a great idea, I think, to reach out to like big players in the NFT space, the artist space, to actually come in and represent maybe some of the colonies, like work with some of the colonies. So once we maybe get, I'm just putting out a number, like 10, 20 colonies, maybe we can reach out to people who would like to collaborate with those colonies and then get some art in there as well. And that'd be a great way to promote the project and bring some new eyes in as well. Sebastian, you had a question?
Yeah, regarding the initial minting cost of the NFTs, right? So, for example, you were saying if someone helps write a portion of the white paper, that they mint that as an NFT, and then they become that becomes a source of a reward later. But I mean that may happen for us here, right? That maybe seems simple, but I was thinking that once that we go into the activists, into the people on the ground that they are doing this, like cleaning plastic from the ocean, that tends to be people that are of very scarce resources, not only in knowledge, but also monetary. So maybe they're not going to be able to absorb the cost of minting the NFT. So in that case, how could they prove that they contributed without having to put money first or something like that?
So I think the best way to solve this is to just have a fund that takes care of all the fees, so nobody pays fees for minting NFTs. But I don't know if that is at all implementable. I think it is so. With once we get the token out, we can build it into the token engineering to actually pay those fees out of the fund. We should be able to do it, but initially, I guess it would just be whoever's paying the minting costs, who's minting the NFT. Matt, you can go ahead.
So about the oh, I forgot what was I talking about. Oh, so it was about how, you know, there is two sides of, you know, the creation of actions. You know, one side is a supporter can create an, you know, event. Let's say I am giving this money to whom done this active, this action, this, you know, garbage collection or whatever in this region. You know, I am, you know, paying this bounty on for this action, so they can create a post for it, you know, on the Littlefish. And there's the other side. Activists can say, okay, we are a group and we are going to make this event. If we reach this limit of, you know, funds or something like that, you can do that too. There's two sides, and there's other sides like, okay, we are doing it for, you know, we don't do it for funds. We are just doing it. If you want to support us, you can support us. You know, there's the third side. The third side is like that.
Exactly. So we were talking about call to actions. So this is exactly that other side. This is the side of the colony just putting out, we need this done. We're gonna pay this much money for it. Once we like implement it in smart contracts, it should be, I guess, okay. But we don't even need smart contracts to implement it. We just need to be able to mint NFTs to create something like that. Like it's very easy to implement. So that's why, like, once you think about actions, putting actions out there, you want to also think about like what drives the generation of actions, and that is a good mechanism to actually make sure actions are generated. So it's putting out, we need this done. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that's right. And it's really a good idea for, you know, making contributions to the project itself, to the NFT idea. It's like, you know, creating actually it's like creating a GitHub repo. It's really like a you know, you're creating NFTs as the commits, like, you know, pull requests, and then they're accepting it by buying it or so.
It does remind me of that as well. Yes, but hopefully ours will be like not like GitHub technical, but like very bright and very fun to look at. And that's why art is important. That's why like a colony has to have art as well, so it doesn't look like it was created by someone entirely technical.
Yeah,
because we're just boring.
yeah, oh, that's right. I think if I would see any organization like this working with crypto, I would really love that, because I can't really trust the foundations. The foundations are a mystery, at least in Turkey. It's hard to know what they are doing with the money, because they are not really open source about the money. They are not doing it always. So I can't really sure about helping that type of, you know, region, or that type of work is done by my money. I don't know if that's working like that on the foundations, because I can't sure.
I think
Yoram
has some experience. He, in one of our meetings last week, he talked about that there is, as you said, that there is foundations and nonprofits that I don't know, Yoram, do you want to talk to that if you're here?
Yeah. No, I mean, hi everyone. A very interesting conversation. I think we need to be very careful. I mean, right, to generalizing. I mean, everyone, well, I mean, I know from bad experience, there is a lot of big organization that doesn't operate correctly. I mean, we know that, but there's many organizations, I believe, that are very transparent and have a lot of information open. And I mean, I work for one called Earthworm, which is a big one, and they have all their financials online. You know, how much everyone earns, where the money goes, and so on. So that's one. But I'm also advisor in a company called Giving Way, which have 10,000 small organizations, like the one that we would love to have on Littlefish, you know, created by people like small, 5, 10 people organization that today have donation of $10,000 a year, and they help them get through tools and so on, $30,000 a year. Right, so those organizations, I mean, it's not, so they're also called NGOs, right? So I think we need to definitely, everyone that is willing to be transparent, we will welcome. Everyone that is willing to have the information in a transparent way, showing exactly where the money goes, what's the impact, I think we should welcome. That's my, but definitely the big ones, I mean, it's, look, my wife works for the World Health Organization. I mean, it's catastrophic. Okay, does it have a place in the world? It might have a place in the world of coordinating big stuff. Is it working efficiently? It's not working efficiently. But different organization, right? So, yeah, what I'm saying, we need to be just careful from generalizing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the only thing. But there's a lot of great people trying to do a lot of good things. And anyone that is up, and we try to give, I think we try to give them the tools to do it and to do better, and in a transparent way. So everyone that is willing to do it transparently, it will be great.
Yeah, you know, Littlefish can be used for any type of act or software development or anything else. Yeah, we don't know yet. We will see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not the structure. It's not what the structure is. It's the transparency they are willing to share with the community and everyone. Right. That's what should lead us. If you're willing to share all the information and where the money goes, what you do exactly with the money. So then, yeah, why not bring a bigger sound? I mean, we want to change the world, and anyway, that's a little bit my 2 cents on that. But yeah, but definitely, I mean, many organizations work catastrophic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when the funds are collecting in a center, it's hard to make it decentralized, right? It's hard to make it make decisions about the little groups, and some little groups are collecting money, or some little they have a region to support. There's a team there that needs money, and there's a team that from another country needs money, but money collects on a center, so they need to have a decision to separate it. There's some authority on there. You can't really put your money in separate projects on the foundations. Like if they does not allow it, it's another different big thing. But it's a hard process for organization, I think, to plan this all things and being an authority about what's going to be done. Decentralizing works perfect for, I think, for foundations. Decentralization is great.
Catalyst shows that
it should be perfect. Yeah, sorry, please, Andrew.
Catalyst shows that challenge very clearly.
Yeah.
Randall, I'd love to get your thoughts on the project as well, because I saw your own work on coordination done collectively. I think I even gave you guys a review in the CA process. So I'd love your views on what this is.
interesting to me. I think of DAO management as a large set of things that are hard to make progress on individually. And I'm really, really encouraged by the fact of what Littlefish is doing to start somewhere. And I've been an application developer for a long time, and so I'm actually interested in solving a larger set of problems. But I think there's some really interesting opportunities to meet in the middle, and starting from using an on-chain mechanism like an NFT to represent a task or a bounty or an action. I think these are all things that are part of maybe not the vocabulary that you're using, but like they're kind of all very similar things. And starting with that isn't what I've done, but it's absolutely essential. And I wonder if there is an opportunity to synchronize that part of it that you're doing with the part of it that I've done.
Awesome. So I think we here would love to hear your project as well. Let's see where we can collaborate, how we can synchronize.
Nice. Yeah, and I really like the notion that people recognizing that an action they want to do is aligned with the mission of the colony that you're describing can just do it and then petition, offer that NFT to be purchased by that colony. I really, or by the people who feel themselves part of the colony, right? I really like that idea because it kind of breaks down the old notion of equity and securities and ownership, and it breaks it down to me, one person, expressing my financial support for a specific action
Yeah.
that I agree with.
That's really well put. Wow.
That is why I was asking about the scale, because I think we have 5 million, or the 5 millionth token has been, or is going to be minted in the next, I don't know. So anyway, 5 million is not like a lot. And if you define action as like a single thing that you do, or like depending on how granular you do it, the more NFTs you have, and at some point it's going to be a problem. I think we got to think about that.
Do we have 5 million tokens?
No.
I think I read it on Twitter or something that 5 million
No.
the 5 billionth NFT. No?
No.
We'll
Reddit?
figure it out.
1881113 193857.
Was it a billion, million?
Yeah, I think 18 billion.
18 billion.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
something like that. But we
All
will
right,
talk
let's
about
talk more.
it with IOG. Yeah, we will take their opinions, and after that, we will decide the final result about the tokens.
These are Littlefish tokens?
Yeah.
Is that true? Oh, sorry.
I think we just put out the Littlefish token. That was just a Baron token. We created it like 3 months ago, I think, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see if we use it or if we need to actually build something else with token engineering. But if we can use it, we'll just use that because it's older. It's already 3 months old. So that is quite a long time in blockchain. It should be like $10 by now.
Can we use the tokens as transaction fees now on Cardano? Because there is a thing on planning phase, or is that done right now?
Don't think it's done.
Oh, that's a really cool feature. And you can, if I'm right, you can create some custom transactions, custom cost with that, right? You can create, it's like creating an off-chain subnet or something. You're creating your own.
Oh, you could do that
type
with
of-
Hydra.
Yeah, you can do that with Hydra. Yeah, with Hydra, of course, everything going to change, but
Yeah, we will be ready for the Hydra. Yeah.
yes. The Avalanche subnet is really cool right now, as it's I think it's the next generation of blockchains. How should they proceed as, because blockchains are cool, but they need custom solutions for custom problems, I think, in many cases. It's not really a good option for custom services to use blockchains as public services. But if you are using a integration system like Zero Knowledge's to make it countable after making a lot of transactions, custom transactions, then it's so cool. I don't know, I'm really
we will
digging to Zero Knowledge right now. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
Redux.
Thank you, Matt. So we are working on the white paper right now, and we plan to finish it soon, I think in 1 or 2 weeks. And after that, we have a meeting with IOG, and after that, we will update you all. For that reason, we will not have a meeting for the next week. Because we will be working on the white paper.
Right, I think from now, we could just move on to bi-weekly meetings. These will be community meetings, and at some point, we'll probably be doing technical meetings instead, because it's all about doing now, instead of sort of discussing all the different sides of it all the time.
Yeah.
So after this week, we'll have a break and then continue with the community meetings every 2 weeks. And I think that is,
Yeah, all for now.
you guys. have
Good.
any-
I have a question. What do you need help with?
Well, on the Miro-board, I've tried to put out all the different things that we need to do. So there is a side to it. Maybe we can show it. One moment.
I have it open, but I'm not sure where it is.
Okay, sure. I'll point you to it right here. This one, master task list. Cancel your screen share. I'll
Yes.
I think Sarah's and community engagement. And I'd like pretty much anyone, if they want to contribute, to drop a comment there. And also, if you find anything that is not on here but that should be on here, again, just you can drop a comment. You can put it on Discord. If you have access, you can just drop a post-it note here as well. So this is probably for now where we try to coordinate what's going on.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
just drop a comment here.
Perfect. I will go into that. If I may say, it would be really great to see the roadmap and the pilot. I think the use case is very important to define to start with, because there's so many directions to go, right?
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
So Littlefish will be the first colony. So we will solve our problems
Yep.
there, and we will introduce the things that we do to other colonies after the MVP. So in the MVP part, there will be only one colony, and it will publish its manifesto as NFT. After that, we will start collect donations and funds in any means. So we plan to have a staple ready for the MVP also. So people can stake their money and support Littlefish in that way also.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Simon, you told them a little bit about the event and Apocalypse, or no? It comes together. I mean, it's a little bit too early. But about the Apocalypse, it comes good there, no?
Yeah.
Apocalypse?
Yeah, I mean, we are starting an event that will start actually in Google Places this Thursday and will continue for 2 weeks until the main event, which will be Plastic and Cardano.
Mm-hmm.
And then around that, we will do an NFT launch of Apocalypse, a soft launch originally of this artist. And the money that collected to the NFT sale will go to the NGO collecting plastic from the oceans. We are speaking with some big NGOs like Plastic Oceans. You saw the film in the Netflix Slim, or a couple of other big NGOs. Sorry?
When is it?
So first, the event is going to be, we are starting the Twitter Spaces this Thursday, and the main event will be on the 21st of April. So we'll do the soft launch for 3 weeks, actually, until the 21st of April. The NFT is amazing. The way it looks is mind-blowing. And yeah, and basically, and then we will do the full NFT launch basically a month after or something like that. And there, all the money, is going to be finally donated to clean oceans.
Yeah, if you do it with Littlefish, you have to clean the oceans, and after that you price it, and people start to buy the NFTs.
Yeah, so that's one idea. Actually, I'm writing today to organization that came in the call. There is a call, the largest, this one. I'm sharing with you the link. I'm going to speak with them, and they can clean the ocean, prove that we can prove with GPS and everything that they cleaned, and then we can actually pay them post-cleaning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about this one. So it can be like Veritri, but for the oceans.
Yeah, you're right.
This is amazing. Do we have contacts with these people?
Sorry?
Can we get them on Littlefish? Is it a possibility? Like this would be like a huge event if they could actually put NFTs like this and we could sell those on Littlefish.
I hope it will be big. Obviously we can have Littlefish present in there. But in plus than that, if we can somehow, it's too early, I guess, but it could have been nice to already launch this, if you want, colony of Apocalypse on Littlefish, right?
Yeah.
But we can launch it even after. We can launch it in 1 month. This is a soft launch now, so we can launch it in 2 months or whatever when we do the full launch.
Yeah, because it is Littlefish Foundation we're testing, we're just going to be able to just launch it whenever we can. So we said 4 months, but it's probably we'll probably start playing with it much earlier than that. Because it's going to be very, very simple. Because we're not getting.
Look, we will have afterwards. If not, we will have others. But this is a good opportunity that is happening now.
Yeah.
I will share with you also some of the NFT. It's not the top ones that you will see, but you will already can get an idea of the NFTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the live streaming is a good solution, I think, for the action proofs. To we can create live streams for ocean cleanup. They can create live streams our platform while doing the ocean cleanings.
That's cool. That's interesting.
Uh,
So we,
Yeah.
Would you like
And
to do
so
it?
it's
Mike?
live.
Viewers can comment on that too. It's like live streaming app.
Would you like to do it?
I never done that, but
I have a thesis about it. Video on demand.
yeah, I
Okay,
know.
we can do it
Yeah,
together.
yeah, I know you have that UDP stuff. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We
It's
can do that.
exciting.
So it's a live streaming with location, right? So we know the location, we can see what they are doing, and then they are getting money based on the amount they collected.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I think live stream is cool because and there's many popular platforms these days like Twitch. Twitch is for you're a streamer and you're getting donated while you're streaming, and that's a cool feature because people can donate on what they're seeing that instantly. That's I think very cool. It's the next generation of donation. I think it's the live streaming donation. It's powerful, I think.
That'd be amazing
Yeah.
if we could have what's going on right now page and all
Yeah.
the different live streams that you can just hop in, take a
Yeah.
moment of it, turn it into an action that you want to, okay, I want to keep this, also donate. We
Yeah.
could build something like that.
Yeah, we can. There's like Twitch. There is something called taking moments. The clips. It's like they're taking clips like 10 seconds. Important parts or the parts that happening something curious. They're curious about or something interesting. They are taking clips and they're sharing it. Then users actually taking the clip, not streamer. Users actually valuing the stream and taking care of having clips for the streamer. It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
We can
Just
make
write it
NFTs of
down
the clips.
to Miro-board.
Okay. Right. It's multimedia proof of activity.
Yeah.
Where can I write this? Oh, I don't have the right for this. Oh, this is
You can have a comment there and we can update it.
yeah. Okay.
Guys, that's all. If you want to add anything. And would you like to say anything for the last words? Okay then.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Randall, I would love to hear about Done Collectively at some point. If you guys have any meetings that we can join.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot together with ADAO. They've actually been working on some of the technical stuff that's useful for DAOs, like multi-sig wallets. And if you wanted to visit some ADAO sessions, you could probably see some of this in action, but we can also schedule some time separately.
Wow. I looked at ADAO. They're actually not really. They are into the technical part of the DAO. I think they're not really creating a environment for anything that's for some purpose. That they're like creating a DAO without they have a multi-purpose, like omni-purpose.
From what I've seen, they're creating DAO tooling, which means maybe we can collaborate and we can implement that here. And that'd be amazing.
DAO tooling and DAO education.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of alignment and a lot of complementary elements that exist between Done Collectively and ADAO and Littlefish. And I think it's really great that we're all looking at different aspects.
Right.
Yeah.
Randall, you know, our first name was Adol.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
that was the first thing we came up with, and then we realized it already exists.
No, we are the first one to exist. We
Oh,
decided to change it
They
afterwards.
took our name.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's
Yeah,
good.
we submitted proposal in Fund 7, 6 hours before them as Adol.
Multi-signatures are so important. If they succeed, that's cool. Can they do it? The multi-signatures for making transactions.
Yeah, they have a prototype that works okay. It's difficult to coordinate multi-signature transactions without a centralized piece of infrastructure.
Yeah, they are not
And-
using wallet, right? They are using it with smart contract transaction.
Well, there's the smart contract perspective on multi-sig as well.
Yeah.
And they're looking at that
Yeah.
mechanism too.
Oh, so they are creating a wallet function as well. Like they're creating a wallet integration for multisig.
Yeah, a wallet integration would be a good way to say it.
So, you know, there's, on smart contracts, you can, have any other signatures with you, then it allows you to make a transaction with those signatures. If you have multiple signatures on the parameters, then you can do that signature, that's transaction on the smart contract. If that's the part they are working on the multisig side, that's cool. But if they are using as a wallet functionality, a wallet feature, that's even cooler. I just curious.
Yeah, and all these technical mechanisms, like they really connect well. So yeah, a smart contract could govern a dynamic policy of requiring the right signatures in order to execute a transaction in the contract. And you could have what's called a native script that says this address is constructed of a policy, and it's similar to an NFT policy, minting policy, that says, in this case, there are these 10 addresses. 7 of them have to sign. It's called an N of M signature scheme. And it's a more or less static address. And the multi-sig mechanics are like you construct a transaction and then you pass that not signed transaction around to many different parties and collect the signatures, the witnesses. And that same mechanism of collecting the witnesses is what you have to do for the smart contract style of multi-sig. So yeah, that coordination and the little DApp for distributing or for interfacing to the wallet on each person's individual level is what they're focusing on right now.
Oh, yeah, that's the best thing. Yeah. So there's a thing on the Cardano like Ape 712. It's like a signature scheme. You can make signatures out of structs objects in a way that you can verify them on the contract by creating the same signature with an public key and an object on this contract. So you can verify the signature signer. If this signer signed this signature, it must be the same as on the smart contracts created by the public key of the user with the object hash. On the Ethereum, there is a thing like that. You can verify that this signature actually is the signer's signature, because if you sign this object, this struct, any struct, adjacent struct or whatever, it must be same. They can verify on the smart contract. Does Cardano have anything like this? It's not a transaction signature. It's an object, any other object.
That just sounds like a standard public key verification.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
given
that's standard, but you don't.
address.
Yeah, you don't give a hash. You give the object without hashing, so it can verify the object and hash it on the other side, then compare the signatures like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense. That's just standard cryptography stuff.
yeah. I just wondered if there's a standard on the Cardano smart contracts for this.
I think it's okay. So you're talking about inside the smart contract. Can you verify? Yeah.
The object signatures. Yeah.
I would expect so, although I haven't looked for that particular API element.
Oh. Yeah, that's the thing, because
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, because before that it was a really big issue, because wallets does not have, wallets should have integrations for these standards. Otherwise, they are just signing transactions,
Guys, before we continue, I think we can conclude the meeting and keep talking about the technical stuff.
sorry.
Also, hello, Özgür. We had a great meeting 1 hour early.
I thought that happened 10 minutes ago.